Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. Unfortunately, we will not have Dee Dee Woodson with us here tonight. Dee Dee's a little bit under the weather. However, we are thinking about her, and she will hopefully be back on Monday night for the next edition of Ridiculously Raw. All right, guys, so we're going to start it out. SmackDown Live, as always, then followed by AEW Rampage. SmackDown tonight from the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana, exclusively on Fox. We started it off with a promo segment by the Universal Champion Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. That is the Usos, and of course their advocate Paul Heyman. Um, Roman starts to talk about, why he took a week off last week, after he smashed Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. He's like, I just wanted to go on a vacay. So I went with the family, just was all by myself, had a good, with my fam, and basically wanted the rundown on what happened here stateside. And unfortunately, Paul Heyman had to drop the bad news about what happened with the Usos. So he was like, who's responsible for the failure? Well, both Usos pointed at the other, saying, it wasn't me, it was him. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. He fucked up. Oops, sorry. Well, it's my show, so I could get away with that. But please watch the F-bombs. And in turn, Roman goes after Jimmy Uso, tears him a one, and then King Woods and I guess the Knight or Sir Kofi Kingston comes out, and they're like, you know what? We could do this again, and we could do this. So we'll do this. We go one-on-one, King Xavier Woods versus Jimmy Uso. If Uso wins, then I got to bend the knee and I got to acknowledge Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. However, if King Woods wins, then Game of Thrones style, Jimmy Uso's got to bend the knee and bow to the king of the WWE, King Xavier Woods. So, pretty good opener. I liked it. Of course, New Day with the funny ha-ha, giving us a little bit of that beautiful, funny shtick that they always do. That's legendary for us. We love the New Day. I don't think there's ever been a moment where we've not liked the New Day. New Day has always been great. Roman being the prototypical face of SmackDown looked really good in his role. I think everybody played their parts really well. So, Anthony Florio, I give it to you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Well, we lost MF. I don't know what the heck. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that was, but all right.
Hit the wrong button. My bad.
Gotcha. This was probably longer than it needed to be, but Roman Reigns is so good and New Day is so fun that it picked itself up by the end and set up a big main event for later tonight. You know you are doing something right creatively when a match between two perennial tag team competitors battling in singles competition comes across as a weighty main event. Xavier Woods is great in the role of King, and New Day was having too much fun mocking Roman Reigns. That will likely come back to haunt him, but until then, enjoy what should be a tremendously fun show closing bout. We'll find out how that was later, but great to see the tribal chief back after last week. So there really isn't much more to say on that. So with that, Michael Bullock, fresh off another one of our legendary SmackDown chats. Yeah, we definitely ate this up when we had it.
Yeah, we definitely ate it up. Yeah, this was an enjoyable segment. I mean, Roman being, like you said, the face of SmackDown, wondering what in the world happened last week when he was away, and then, of course, the New Day basically doing their usual shtick, and that's what led to the main event. Like you said, if King Woods loses, he must bow and acknowledge the tribal chief. But if King Woods wins, then Jimmy Uso must bend the knee and bow down to King Woods. Well, what happens? You're going to have to find out later on in the show. So, yeah, so there's nothing more to say. Let's move right along, Fletch.
First fight of the night, it was Naomi going one on one with Shayna Baszler. Now, initially, Naomi got the win at 6 minutes and 15 seconds. However, Sonya Deville showed up and basically is like, all right, Naomi, I'm happy for you, but we got ourselves a problem. You got caught in the Karafuda clutch and you put your hand on the rope. Now, normally that is supposed to be a rope break, and it should have been a broken move, but then you reversed it and got the 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, the referee didn't do his job right. I need a call foul. We're gonna restart this match, and we're gonna do it right now. And then basically what happened, Baszler gets the Karafuda clutch on Naomi and puts her lights out. Winner of the match in 6 minutes and 25 seconds because of the 2 stoppages was Shayna Baszler. She wins the match. Anthony Florio, I gotta say it, abuse of power by one Sonya Deville. Naomi got the win and got screwed big time tonight.
And I'm going to tell you right now, we're gonna have some fun with this. I'm about to go Jesse Ventura SummerSlam '89 here. Maybe you may know where I'm going with this. The winner of the match, Naomi, not Shayna Baszler. I mean, MF is absolutely right. I mean, it was an abuse of power by Sonya Deville, and that's what I was going for. I was going for now. It wasn't quite, a ring announcement or anything like that. No, it was Sonya just abusing her power there. But let's be realistic. Naomi technically and really won this match, regardless of what Miss Sonya Deville has to say about it. But in all seriousness, Sonya Deville is a great heel and is getting the story over more with every passing week. That Naomi has a history with the fans and a connection that is unbreakable at this point in her career only makes things that much more effective. There will come a day when Naomi vanquishes Shayna Baszler and gets her hands on Sonya Deville, and when that time comes, the fans will react loudly and passionately. For a division lacking in genuine stars beyond the horsewomen, it is refreshing to see creative putting in the work to elevate Naomi and Deville in this manner. A great mid-card program to this point. Solid match here. Yes, the outcome, was not to our liking, but so what? I mean, the match was still a solid match. I'll give it 2.5 stars for the effort. I'll give it that. But that's really all there is to say there. So with all that, Michael Bullock, I mean, we saw this during our SmackDown chat. And let's set the record straight right here and right now. The winner of the match, Naomi, regardless of what Miss Sonya Deville says.
Yeah, get that through your thick skull, Sonya Deville. As far as me, Anthony, and I'm pretty sure Michael Fletch is going to agree with us, the winner of the match really is Naomi, not Shayna Baszler. Sonya Deville with a total abuse of power, and look, I just don't get it. I mean, look, either you're going to push Naomi, or, as I would always like to say, if you're not going to push Naomi, stop wasting our time, and I'll be quite honest, guys, I'm surprised Naomi wasn't on the name of list that was released yesterday. I mean, with the way she's been getting treated as of late, I mean, she's so freaking talented, and she deserves way better than this nonsense that she's getting.
I think, Bullock, I got to disagree with you on this one. I'm glad she wasn't on the list because obviously it looks like WWE is doing something with her by building her up, by making her a sympathetic figure. I think they are doing something with Naomi, and they are doing it justice by doing what they're doing
I'm
now.
Sorry, Fletch.
No. Let me get my point out. And because I know where you're coming from. I exactly know where you're coming from, and you have a point. But my point is that they are not burying her, that they actually are taking a liking of her, and is actually are pushing her. They're not pushing her in the way we want her to be pushed, but they are pushing her. That's the same thing like we can say about Liv Morgan right now. I know we were yelling about Liv, oh, she should, that Liv should leave and everything else. No, not anymore. Look at where she's at now. She's possibly the next challenger for the Raw Women's title. Just like for Naomi, and Anthony Floyo just alluded to it. This is a very good possible mid-card feud we might have on our hands that if this plays correctly, then I would say without a doubt. And plus, I don't think the Uso will want her to leave. And I know for a fact Roman Reigns, because of the linkage with the Usos, Roman has so much power right now in that company. I'll bet you anything he's probably telling Naomi, just hang on, relax, don't worry.
You'll get there.
We got you. We know what. Just continue what you're doing. You're doing great. Even though I know you want to be elevated, just keep working. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna get there. That's the thing that I'm thinking Roman's telling Naomi right now. Because if you know Naomi, she wants to be there. But now it looks like they're starting to shine a spotlight on her. Now we were like, and again, this could be one of those things where WWE is listening to the fans to give Naomi a chance. Everything else. Look at Pat McAfee. He's also drumming it now. So you know that the fans are going to rally around her. And McAfee really intelligently was being the voice of the people at that moment. He knows what's going on. He sees it. He knows what's going on. We see what's going on. And sooner or later, there's going to be a moment where Naomi is going to rise up and shine and get the comeuppance of Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville. You were right about what you're saying, Bull. Like, you have every right to say what you said. I just want to give you...
I'm sorry about the other part that I said.
Huh?
I'm sorry about the other part that I said that
No.
I was surprised I know.
No. You had every right to say that. I'm not gonna dispute.
Why we do this show. That's why we do this show, to get our points across.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You had a point. You had something. I'm not gonna railroad you off that.
No apologies necessary, Bullet.
No. If that's how you feel, by all means, let it out. That's fine. We're not jumping you to criticize you.
No.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
That's why we do this show.
Trying to make a point.
We do the show. Yeah.
That's why we do this show, to express ourselves, man.
Yeah, I mean, your point was valid. I just wanted to give huh?
And your points are valid too.
Yeah, there you go. That's all. Nothing.
Yeah.
We're not gonna jump you for something like that. This isn't gonna be like that thing on the NXT Takeover Brooklyn when you didn't give Sasha Banks and Bayley the 5-star classic. we're not gonna have that happen again. No.
That was more my fault than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no chance of that happening again. But
you're good, Bullock. You're good. We get you.
All right.
Point
We'll
noted.
get into this now. Yeah, point noted. So, anywho, 2.5 stars. I agree with that, but anywho, let's just move on here.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. All right, guys. So after that, then we had the second match of the evening. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, it was Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Angel Garza and I believe it's Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, now being known as Los Latarios, and they went up against Mansoor and Cesaro, and Los Lantarios wins the match in 5 minutes and 13 seconds. I believe it does go to you, Michael Bullock, so you lead off on this one. Los Lantarios, Garza and Humberto Carrillo wins the match.
Yeah. What was the time pledge?
5:13.
It was a fine match for what it was. I'll give it about 2 stars. I mean, it was a little too short, but yeah, I mean, I guess they're really starting to take this Garza and Carrillo seriously. So we'll wait and see how that goes. So there's nothing more to say. Fletch, what do you think of this new name?
I don't mind the Los Lotarios, that they're known as, that means the heartthrobs. I actually don't mind it. Because of the fact that this was more of an Angel Garza thing. Now they're kind of making them like you got an Angel Garza and an Angel Garza mini-me in Humberto Carrillo. But the thing is, I think this is going to work because they are very charismatic. They got a lot of charisma, and they are going to be very good bona fide heels in this division. And it looks like now the Mansoor and Cesaro is a very interesting pairing, but I don't think you're going to see that. I think that might have been like a one-off or something like that. I don't think they're going to have them partner together very long. But if Los Lotarios is really going to get a chance here, I think they might become a major threat if they keep doing what they're doing. There's a very good chance they could be contenders down the line for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, which could be a breath of fresh air in that division right now. Of course, everybody knows the reigning champions are the Usos, part of the bloodline. Then you also have the New Day, King Woods and Sir Kofi Kingston. You got them. So you got those two at the top. You got the Viking Raiders. Well, we're going to get into them. Then, of course, you got Los Lotarios. Now and I hate to say this, but I got to do it. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, they also have to be considered as a legit threat for possibly being SmackDown Tag Team titles. Lord help us if they do win it. And if you really want to put it out there, why not? Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. They're also a legit. So I just reeled off about 6 tag teams there that has a legit shot to be the face of the SmackDown Tag Team division right now. We'll wait and see how it plays out, but I could give you what you said, Bullock. This was about 2.5 stars. This was not bad. Fun little sprint. Florio, what's yours?
That's exactly right. For a match that appeared to be thrown together to get the heels on TV, this was a hell of a lot of fun. The heels have underrated chemistry. Mansoor is a great babyface in peril, and Cesaro remains the most underrated wrestler on the planet. Easily in the conversation for best in the world, he single-handedly elevated the quality of the bout the minute he received the tag from Mansoor. The dude is energetic, smooth, and a superb technician. He should be doing more than he is right now. But if he gets to hit the ring every week and elevate whatever match he is involved in, then so be it. Garza and Carrillo scored a huge win here and got their tag team push off to a hot start. It remains to be seen if they can maintain momentum, but with a date against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs almost a certainty following their actions of last week, they should be a staple of Smackdown for the foreseeable future at least. So MF, keep an eye on these guys. I mean, yes, they were lost in the shuffle on Raw, which was a damn shame, but this is where the old land of opportunity is coming in, and you're giving these guys an opportunity. So, and you're absolutely right. Tag team division's looking good. So, we'll have to wait and see. So, not much more to say here. 2.5, maybe even 2 3/4 for the first of 2 matches this evening. Fun little sprint. That's all I can say. There's another one that I felt was a fun little sprint, but it was definitely a fun little sprint. So, MF, keep an eye on Los Lotharios here. You got a couple of potential dark horse blue chippers on Friday nights.
All right. Great. That's wonderful to hear. All right. So next up that we did have, it was a special match. This was the Drew McIntyre Warriors Challenge. This time, the Warrior who decided to take up Drew McIntyre was the human joystick himself, half man, half amazing, Ricochet. However, Drew wins the match in 3 minutes and 42 seconds. But I'll say this, give it up for Ricochet for at least giving it an okay match. I mean, obviously the ending was never in doubt, but I do want to say this. Mustafa Ali and Ricochet. Now that could be interesting. Could that be a possible match? Or could it be Mustafa Ali looking for a new partner, a new guy to mentor? Now they did have a backstage moment, and Ricochet's like, "Man, buzz off! I have no intentions of hanging with you. Nope, get out of here. Don't want nothing to do with you." I think Ricochet might want to reconsider that, because I think if you give Ali and Ricochet and let them work together, that could be wonders for the mid card. I think that could be another interesting tag team, because you got 2 high flyers, 2 natural high flyers with them two. So who knows how that plays out. 2 stars, Anthony, it's yours.
2 to 2.5 for this. This was too short to live up to the talent involved, but it was still a fun little sprint of a match. Drew McIntyre won the match, as was to be expected, but Ricochet made him look like an absolute monster. He sold well and bumped like a champ en route to making the former WWE champion look like he could step in and beat Roman Reigns tomorrow if he had to. He accomplished his goal. The biggest takeaway was Mustafa Ali telling the interviewer backstage that he and Ricochet have a lot in common, perhaps planting the seeds for a union of sorts between them. And after the break, Ali extended an offer to Ricochet to team up next week. Ricochet refused, calling Ali a jerk and reminding him of how he treated his last tag partner, Mansoor. And yes, we all remember. So 2 to 2.5 stars. Fun little sprint. And gentlemen, well, before I give it to Bullock, I mean, I just got to ask one thing of you guys. That Claymore. What?
Most devastating move in WWE today.
Did you see how he did that on Ricochet?
Yeah.
Bullock, I mean, tell MF how nuts we went during our Smackdown chat tonight when we saw that Claymore.
Oh, we went nuts. We went nuts during this. Well, we saw that Claymore that he delivered to Ricochet. I mean, that was one of the sickest Claymores I'd seen in a long time.
Sickest one I've ever seen.
Yeah, Two and a half is my rating for it, and it was a fun little sprint, but yeah, it was short, but I definitely enjoyed it, and Drew made Ricochet look good even in defeat, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, with that said, we're just going to move right on along. Now, there was a segment. It was Happy Corbin and Matt Cat Moss. They invited the Viking Raiders. We're not going to talk about that. But we did get into an actual tag team match as it was the Viking Raiders versus Matt Cat Moss and Happy Corbin. And Viking Raiders wins the match via count out, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Anthony, they were trying to do a little bit of the shenanigans, but it definitely felt like it felt like the Viking Raiders was like, the hell with all the shenanigans. We come here to fight and we came here to kick ass, and that's what they did here tonight.
I don't know what to say about this. 2 stars for me. Booking Eric and Ivar against Happy Corbin and Matt Cat Moss is a great way to ensure they are treated like babyfaces by the audience right out of the gate. The Viking Raiders were red hot when they needed to be and had the crowd behind them. But what this needed was a finish, and probably to be shorter. Imagine the impact that could have been made had Eric and Ivar bowled over the heels and beat them decisively. It would have been a massive statement to the WWE Universe that they are a top-tier tag team, and not even a competitor like Corbin and his not-so-hilarious sidekick are a match for them. Instead, we got a finish that suggests the feud will continue. Ugh. Fine for now, I guess, but the Viking Raiders should end this program victoriously. So, not much more to say on that. No comment on the segment beforehand. 2-star match for me. So Bullock, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, no comment for me on the segment, but as the match goes, I'll give it 2 stars. So yeah, that's all I'll say on it. Fletch, it's yours.
Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute my mic. So I was going to say, yeah, there's really nothing more to add about it. You guys were absolutely right in the range of the 2-star level. We're off to the main event of the evening, which was King Woods going one-on-one with Jimmy Uso. Winner of the bout in 11 minutes and 5 seconds was King Woods. He got the win. Anthony, I believe this goes to Anthony Florio for the main event of the evening. King Woods gets the win. Jimmy Uso had to bend the knee. No! Tribal Chief showed up.
Surprised by that much?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Hell no.
Again, I say that's what I thought. But this was the fight of the night, though. I'm going to give this 3.25 to 3.5 stars. I mean, we know anytime the New Day and the Usos get together, it's always fun. And this was a fun main event and a great way to cap off the show. The post-match beatdown was fierce and furious as the Usos looked to send a message to New Day by way of Sir Kofi Kingston's knees. Roman Reigns challenging Xavier Woods to show up next week so he can show him what a king really looks like was a great touch and gives viewers something to tune in for. With Survivor Series right around the corner and Roman Reigns seemingly destined to battle WWE Champion Big E in a champion match, it almost makes too much sense that Reigns and his cousins would target the New Day. Eliminate them, and you eliminate Big E's backup. It's a great bit of storytelling and something WWE is not getting enough credit for. Reigns versus Woods next week should be really fun, as should be the Tribal Chief's reaction to Jimmy Uso failing him yet again. So we'll see what happens with that next week. But fight of the night, 3.25, 3.5 stars. No question about that. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, we talked about this during our chat here. Boy, oh boy, the once close friendship out of respect that the New Day and the Usos had including when the Usos, stepped aside for Kofi Kingston in that infamous tag team gauntlet a couple years ago during the Kofi Mania push. Oh boy, we've come a long way, and it has really disintegrated between those four since then.
Yeah, and it's because of the tribal chief. Let's not forget about that. So, yeah, 3.25, 3.5 stars. I mean, yeah, you thought that Jimmy Uso was gonna bend the knee to the king. Nope, here comes the tribal chief to make sure that didn't happen, and he was going to show the New Day who the real king of WWE is, and it's the tribal chief. So, yeah, I got this funny feeling that for that Survivor Series that we're going to have a champion versus champion. It's going to be Big E and the tribal chief, and maybe this is a good way to build it to get the attention of the WWE champion. So we'll wait and see how that goes. So, Fletch, I give it to you.
Good, solid closing match. Three to 3.5 stars, no doubt about it. Incredible main event, and like you said, this was really good. They really did well on this one. So really nothing more to add. We're going to now overall review time, and it goes to Michael Bullock. So Bullock, you lead off on this one. Overall review for SmackDown Live. What do you got?
I thought it was I thought it was an average show. I mean, you had some good matches, but there were some other things that, to me, I think I could have done without here. So, but I still think it was good enough for it to be somewhat of a passable show. So, 6 out of 10 for me. Fletch, it's yours.
I can actually go 6.5. I'm with you on that one, Bullock. Yeah, I think you're right. I will say this: it was definitely a vast improvement over what happened last week. I think they did a lot better this week than they did last week. I thought it was a solid performance. I really got nothing bad to say overall. So with that said, Anthony Florio, I give it to you. What says you?
Well, if you thought, MF, if you thought that this had any chance of surpassing that unbelievable Monday Night Raw we saw at the Dunk Monday night, you are sadly mistaken.
Oh no,
this was nowhere close to that. Nowhere, absolutely not. This was definitely an easy win for Monday Night Raw this week. No question about that. I agree with you on the rating. It's definitely 6. Maybe 6.5, but I'm leaning more towards 6 myself. Let me see. What do I have? Ultimately, we can only go average on this. The opening segment drug on a bit too long, though your mileage will vary depending on how amused you are by the New Day shtick. From there, the only notable bit before the main event was Drew McIntyre and Ricochet having about as good a short match as you can expect. Main event was very good. Woods and Jimmy worked well together, and despite taking the loss, the Bloodline instantly got their heat back once Roman showed up for the beatdown. The setup is obvious, but necessary here as we build towards Survivor Series. This gives Big E a reason to care about facing Roman Reigns at that event. The stuff with Naomi and Sonya is just tedious at this point. The stuff with Sami Zayn and Hit Row was kind of a dud. Shotzi's first heel promo was great. Hit that out of the park. Ultimately, this show still seems to live and die by Roman. The supporting acts aren't given a whole lot to do. But, it is a 6 out of 10. And Raw definitely won the week this time. Saw at the Dunk on Monday night, was far better than this. And Bullock's absolutely right. There were some things we could have done without Happy Corbin. But, it is what it is. So, and one other point I want to make before we get to Rampage, and that is, I said it on our special Tuesday, Ridiculously Raw. I'm going to say it again here tonight. WWE, where's the build to Survivor Series? Are we even having Survivor Series, for goodness sakes? You haven't even built anything to it. We got 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
What's going on here? What you got to start? You got to start cracking here. Get cracking, guys. Come on.
It's shocking because by now there would have been a lot of brand warfare breaking out We
Right.
would have seen some like there would have been a Raw invasion by now, or there would have been a SmackDown invasion on Raw by now, where you just see somebody from Raw out of nowhere appearing and jumping one of the guys, or you would see a SmackDown guy out of nowhere appearing on Raw and causing some havoc. But yeah, unfortunately, this time around, there's been
Nothing.
There's been nothing. So
Nothing.
No matches.
There's no excuse for what WWE is. I mean, Survivor Series 2 weeks away, and you're not even building it.
Yeah, the thing I'm wondering is that are they just gonna throw the matches and that and like it's almost this is a weird time because like I said, when it's Survivor Series, normally there would already be something announced by now, and we would have had at least some brand warfare going on. And me and Florian would already be starting. We would have been like full bore right now going at each other. And this time around, there's really been no fireworks breaking out. There's been no fireworks breaking out yet. And we're kind of wondering
if you don't do anything eventually, people are not going to be interested in Survivor Series.
Yeah, and that's going to be a damn shame because Survivor Series is a big four event.
Second longest running.
This is one of the most highly anticipated events of the year.
And it's the 35th anniversary, for goodness sakes.
Oh boy.
35 years worth of Survivor Series memories, which I've been reliving for the last few weeks now.
Yes, I know. We know.
And if they don't do anything, people are going to be like, we don't care.
What's the point?
If you don't build a hype for it, what's the point of watching it?
You got 2 shows left. 2 Raws, 2 Smackdowns. WWE, in the immortal words of Edge when he went after John Cena a number of years ago, wake up!
Yeah.
Done. Go.
All right. AEW. Here we go, guys. So it's AEW Rampage. We started it off with Bryan Danielson going one-on-one with the acclaimed Anthony Bowens. And Bryan Danielson wins the match in 9:04. This was fine. It was all right. It was a good match. I'm not gonna go crazy over this one. I could give this easily. I'm gonna say somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 stars, 3 to 3.25. So Anthony, it's yours.
Did you notice the little jab that Max Caster took towards John Laurinaitis?
Yes.
I rest my case. So
But then again, are we surprised that Max Caster took that shot? No.
Nope. Yeah, he took that shot at John Laurinaitis because we all know John Laurinaitis was the one responsible for those out-of-nowhere releases yesterday. That little Black Thursday, if you will.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, this was a fun match with a predictable ending. Someone like Kenny Omega or Eddie Kingston would have a believable chance to beat Bryan Danielson. But Anthony Bowens is not that high on the card yet. While there was a ton to like about this contest, it was clear there was a huge difference in experience between the 2 competitors. Bowens still looked slightly hesitant at times, but he mostly looked good in this outing against a celebrated veteran. It was nice to see him get a chance to have a big singles match. Max Caster gets most of the attention online, but Bowens is probably the better overall athlete. I agree with MF's rating. What was that time of the fall again, MF?
Time of the fall was 9:04.
9:04. Yeah, 3 stars. That's about right. Because there was some good action in there. So it's onward and upwards for the former Yes Man, for the formerly Yes Man, as he gets ready to square off against Miro in the finals of the World Title Eliminator Tournament next Saturday night at Full Gear, in a match that has definite potential to be a show stealer. But then again, this card is wow. With some of the additions we got tonight, man, they keep rolling out the red carpet for us when it comes to these pay-per-views. That's all I'm going to say on that. High quality pay-per-view action, no doubt about it. So can't wait for that match. Solid 3 stars. So Michael Bullock, our forever and former yes man, on to Miro in Full Gear. Nice little tune-up though.
Yeah, nice little tune-up for the former yes man Bryan Danielson as he gets ready for his matchup against Miro to determine the next #1 contender for the AEW World Title. So, yeah, 3 stars is my my rating for this. Fine match for what it was. So nothing else to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, next up that we had was the then we had an epic promo between CM Punk and Eddie Kingston. Oh my lord. Whoa. That's all I'm going to say. It's just whoa. That was absolutely insanity what that broke down into. So, right after that, we had a TBS tournament match. The Bunny going one-on-one with Red Velvet straight out of your mama's kitchen. Well, Red Velvet, she's moving on. She defeats the Bunny in 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Anthony, it's yours. Bunny's out. Red Velvet goes through.
I thought that match was longer than 3:34. I mean, I didn't feel like a 3.5 minute match to me. Maybe that was TV time. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be TV time, but yeah, I got 3:34.
I think it was longer than that. That's just what I'm saying. But before I get into that promo segment, let me tell you something. That was a strong exchange between 2 guys who are known for their ability to cut promos. But some of the setup was a little odd. Kingston acting like Punk judged him the same way we all know Punk was judged during his career by others was almost too much of a stretch. But they were able to make it work through pure talent on the mic and using their real history to sell the story. As soon as Punk hit the headbutt, the energy picked up. The crowd loved the brawl, and they wanted it to continue, but we all have to wait until Full Gear. Another huge addition to Full Gear, guys. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Whew. Wow. What else is there to say?
And you're forgetting one thing, Florio. Eddie Kingston went there.
Oh, yes, he did. He absolutely went there.
That started the brawl when he said, after I beat you, why don't you go away
do me a favor?
7 years?
Do me a favor and quit again for 7 years. So, oh, wow.
Wrong choice of words, Mr. Kingston, to someone like CM.
That did it. Yep, that would have brought out the gorilla. That's it.
That's it.
Yep. So, just wanted to get that off my chest. As far as Bunny and Velvet goes, I'm not at all surprised by the outcome. I'll get into that in a moment. This was decent, but a few spots kept it from being better. For one thing, a spot like stomping somebody's head into the steps is always going to be hard to pull off. Not only was the camera angle slightly off, but you could tell Velvet's face did not make contact with the steps. The Bunny is a great heel who doesn't get enough attention for how well she sells everything she does. Whether she is on defense of bragging about how she cheated, she makes her performance memorable. Her facial expressions are among the best in the company. Red Velvet still has a lot of room to grow, but she is looking more like a star every day. She might just win this tournament, but if I'm going to be honest with you, it feels like it's Jade Cargill's belt to lose at this point. Jade Cargill, to me, is the odds-on favorite to win the TBS Championship tournament, even though Bullock and I, can't stand her, and especially that Dinkelberg, Mark Sterling. Yeah, Dinkelberg in every sense of the word, but, it is what it is. But 2 stars is really all I can give this match. I'm not at all surprised by the outcome because there is history. We know the history of Red Velvet and Jade Cargill. Going back to that Dynamite on the 3rd of March this year. Remember, Red Velvet teamed with Cody Rhodes against Jade Cargill and Shaquille O'Neal. and it came down to the two of them at the end after Cody and Shaq took each other out. So definitely no love lost between those two, and a lot of the and they definitely have had a lot of heat. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those two square off again. So it's going to be great. So it's going to be a woman fight. That's all I know, just like their last encounter was. So by default, the worst fight of the night. 2 stars. That's all I can give it. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, Red Velvet moves on, but he's got a very tough hurdle to climb. And Jade Cargill, who I believe, even though we can't stand her, I got to be honest with you, I think she is the odds-on favorite to win this tournament, like it or not.
Yeah, I think she is the odds-on favorite, whether you and I like it or not. But anywho, yeah, 2 stars is my rating. I mean, it was fine in the short amount of time it did get, but yeah, now Red Velvet's got a date with Jade Cargill, and yeah, we certainly know the history with these two, so it'll be interesting to see how that match goes about. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you, like you said, 2 stars. We're just gonna move on. Main event. It was Adam Cole going up against John Silver. Adam Cole wins the match in 11 minutes and 3 seconds. Michael Bullock, you lead off on the main event of the evening.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this about maybe 3.25 stars for this. I mean, it was a good match for to close out this edition of Rampage. I mean, Adam Cole going over was the right move here. So, but yeah, I mean, it seems like him and the Super Click now have some imposing challengers. I mean, imposing team that's challenging them with Christian, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus at at um, at Full Gear. So we'll see how it all plays out. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I know that about it. I could give this a little more higher than that. I thought this was a solid. I'll say somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.25 to 3.5. I thought this was a solid main event. Yes, the Super Click tried to screw over John Silver, and then the Dark Order came out, and the ending was never in doubt. Obviously, they were going to give Adam Cole the victory here. But John Silver looked amazing in defeat. He could hang his head held high tonight. No reason to feel down in the dumps with this one. Great performance, even though yes, Silver did get screwed over at the end, but it was an incredible main event. For me, easily fight best match of Rampage. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, 3.5 stars for this. This was the fight of the night. John Silver has been a comedy character for most of his time in AEW, but the pre-match interview was one of the first times outside of being the elite that it felt like he wasn't the butt of the joke. He was the one making the jokes, and it was hilarious. As far as the action was concerned, Silver's explosive energy played well against Adam Cole's to build up a match over time, so it has highs and lows before the big finish. They really picked up steam in the second half and turned this into a match that likely exceeded the expectations of a lot of fans. The crowd was on its feet as they built to the ending. We've seen longer and better bouts, but their energy and physicality helped raise the rating to make this the fight of the night. And another excellent addition to the Full Gear card on a night that was full of them. You know, we got Punk and Kingston. Now we're gonna have Adam Cole and the Young Bucks against Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus, 6-man tag team falls count anywhere match. Whoa. Friends, you don't want to miss Full Gear. That's all I'm gonna say. If you got the $50, shell it out.
Oh, I'm shelling it. I'll do it.
I'm shelling
I'm going through Fight TV this time. I'm not. Because I could get it through my Vizio TV. So I'll shell it to Fight. Fight TV will get my money.
Okay. Even though I think I think the Fight TV is only for the international market, though. I think.
No.
So.
I've seen it being promoted on like other companies. I think it's not for international, Florio. I can double check.
Okay, all right. But don't forget Bleacher Report as well. I mean, it's on there too, and that might be where I'll have to do it. But even though I would love to do it, I mean, I did it on Fight for All Out in September because that's when Bleacher Report was doing their migration. So, but we'll get into that, behind the scenes and whatnot because we're getting to that point. So, so 3.5 stars for me. This was indeed the fight of the night. Bullet, did you go yet? Did you start this, or is it up to you now?
I let off on it.
Yeah, I thought so. All right,
Yeah,
I just wanted to be sure.
Let off on it.
Yeah, just wanted to be sure. I don't want to have any botcheroos. So 3.5 stars for me. Let's get into our overall review, which MF will have the first word on.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna say it. This was a solid event. This was a solid show. I could give this easily, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna say somewhere in the neighborhood of, I want to say, more or less, I'll go maybe 7.5 to 8. I'll go that. I'll go that far. I thought it was a solid show. I thought it was a very good event. I really got nothing else to add. I thought they did a great job with it. So yeah, Anthony Florio, 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for me. It's yours.
Yeah, 7.5 out of here. The true gem of Rampage tonight was CM Punk and Eddie Kingston's promo. That segment alone, made it an 8 out of 10. Without it, I would have said 7 out of 10. But love the somewhat seeds planted of an eventual heel CM Punk, as he did get some blowback from fans on key things he said about Eddie Kingston, be it true or not. An 8 out of 10, though, for me this week, as honestly, this was about highlighting guys like Anthony Bowens, Red Velvet, and John Silver. These are folks that don't get much play on Dynamite or Rampage, usually just Dark and Elevation. Nice change of pace, seeing them get an opportunity to shine as they all, in their respective ways, scored good tonight in their singles matches. If you're a fan of those three, then you got some treats. To those not interred in any of those, in any of them, there's always next week. So, so this was definitely an 8 out of 10. I 100% agree with MF sentiments here. So, with that being said, Michael Bullock, take it home.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 for me on this edition of Rampage. So you guys pretty much touched on everything. So Fletch, let's put a bow on the show.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, so we're definitely out of here. We're done for tonight. All right, all I just see is right now is just the countdown to Full Gear, but I don't see, actually that's from the past. All right, yeah, so it looks like as of right now, the last thing that they had from Fight TV for anything AEW was All Out. But they don't have anything else at the moment. So yeah, it does not look like Fight is going to be carrying Full Gear as of now. But that could always change. With the high demand. So, but right now, Fight TV does not have Full Gear in their listings at the moment. We'll wait and see how that plays out. I think that could change because AEW fans are going to be demanding that one. But anyway, amazing night, amazing show. We're doing it again tomorrow night. Another edition of NFL Saturday, hosted by Anthony Florio, 10:30 on the Tone 25. Then we do it all over again. Start with a brand new week. Monday Night Raw, Ridiculously Raw, Monday night, hosted by Florio again. Wednesday Night Mayhem. Thursday is NFL College Football Thursday. Then right back here 1 week from tonight. We do it here on Cerebral Smack Talk, 11 p.m. Eastern. For all of us here, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.